Hello everyone, I'm back to start my new Daphne's Diary journal. Now, since I gave you the flip through of the editions in my last video and told you that I was going to be starting a new one, issue number 6 has come through, and it's the back, outside back and inside back cover of this edition that I'm going to use for my cover. So before I do that, I just want to give you a quick flip through of the magazine. Again, there's some beautiful pages for us to use. We've got this envelope, vintage envelope that we can cut out as well, which I think will be really fun. I'll definitely be doing something with that. We've got this gorgeous poster, and I did think about using this. Whoops, it's upside down. Using this for my cover. But the problem is the girl is too skinny and in the centre, and I would have ended up covering her hair and her face and most of her skinny body with ribbon to secure my binding. So I decided against that, but maybe I'll use that as one of the pages. Who knows? What else do we have? We have some lovely little cutouts. I just love these bunnies. You know, beautiful images as always. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. I'm just going to give you a really quick flip through before I crack on with making my journal cover and deciding on what signatures I want to include in this particular one. Love this rose scent design. Love that as well. I've got an idea for that. The usual recipes. Just absolutely beautiful as always. Look at this as well, Indian wedding. Absolutely love the colours of these. I love the Indian fabrics and so on and so forth. Love this little image here. Look at this artist as well. We might be able to cut out some of these to use in a page. I love this. So yeah, lots for us to play with. You know how much I love these little images as well. We've got some of those in previous magazines that I've shared with you, which I will be cutting out and using. More recipes, travel ideas as well, with you know, accommodation ideas for you. These cute little dolls, colouring page. I missed something here. Oh, the paper book. I just really might get my hands on the paper book. I might order that. Porcelain vases. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? It's one of their poems, and I just love this washi tape as well. So yeah, lots and lots of beautiful images in this particular magazine. As I've said, this is issue number 6. Isn't that gorgeous? Love these. We've got 2 pages of these beautiful birds. Are they the same? No, they're all different. But yeah, just absolutely lovely. So there we go. We're nearly at the beginning. So, isn't this gorgeous as well? I did toy with the idea of using this one as well, but the front cover didn't quite work as I'd wanted it to. It would have cut off the bird's head. So I am going to use the outside back cover. So let me just start by taking this off. I know that many of you just couldn't bear to do that, but you could always use the poster. And I'm just going to cut this down the middle, cut off this raggedy edge, and let's make a new journal. Cut the outside back cover in half, and this is how I think I'm going to have my pages, my covers, like this. I'll have to find something to cover this here up. I've got no idea what that will be yet, and also the same here. I'm quite happy with the inside front and inside back, although I might add to it. But of course I need to create my spine. Now, in my previous journals, I've cut some cardstock. This is just craft 250 GSM, I think it is. It might be 300 craft cardstock, and I've used either 2 or 3 pieces. I think I'll use 3 pieces, and I will glue that just to thicken my spine, just to hold the binding that I will use. So that will go in the center like this. So I'm just going to start off by gluing these 3 pieces together. What have I got here? I've just got some craft glue. My art glitter glue has died on me. It's just got so clogged that I just can't use this. Maybe I need to thin it down. I don't know. Maybe I can use it with this. No, you see, it just doesn't want to come out at all. I think it's because I haven't used it for so long. So I'm using this pH neutral adhesive by Line Co. This is really good, actually. Let's do it on, whoops. And I shall spread this out and just make sure that everything is covered. And as soon as I've glued these together, I shall be back. I shall just spread this out with my finger like so. And then just glue one piece on top of the other. I could put, whoops, a daisy. Try not to make a complete mess of my desk, but you get the gist. And then we'll just stick these one on top of the other. Okie dokie, so let's find a way of adding the spine. Now I've had this weighted down underneath a heavy book in between a piece of parchment paper just to stop everything sticking. Now I've got some ribbons here that I thought I might be able to use to cover my spine. That one there is too busy. I've got these as well, but they're just too blue. I mean, that one's pretty, but not quite right. I think I'm going to use this polka dot one here. And so what I'll do, bring back my parchment paper, is just add some glue to this, and then I can just stick it down. Now I need to add a really thin layer. I've put some of that glue that I showed you earlier in one of these. Is this going to work for me? Oh, I'm having no luck with my glues. Hang on, let me just revert to the other one. I'll just have to be careful and do a thinner layer. So I'm just going to add my glue, and I shall do one side at a time. Make sure I get it to the bottom. I might add some stitching to this. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to make sure that I thin this out so that it doesn't bleed through onto my fabric. So smushing this right down. Here we are. Just take off the excess. And I've got a microfiber cloth here. Now what I'm going to do is just put my fabric on the right hand side here where I haven't got any glue, and I'm just going to do my best to centralise it, leaving a bit of fabric at the bottom, but just making sure that this bit here is in the centre, and then I can just grab some scissors and just chop this off. Next thing I need to do is just add the side pieces. So I'm just going to put some glue on my finger. I'll do one side at a time, just adding a small amount of glue to my fabric, just trying not to make it seep through. I think what I'll do, hang on, I should have just put my parchment paper down as well. I think I'll add just a small amount. I hope you can see this just onto the, hang on a minute, I need to do it on that side there, don't I? So just adding my glue, hope you can see this. There we are, wiping my hands on a microfiber cloth, leaving a little gap. Hope you can see that. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Let me just grab a tissue just to mop up any of the excess glue. You might have a bit seeping through there, but you know, it doesn't really matter. And I'll do the same on this side here. So just a little bit of glue on this side. There we go. So I need some glue on this side here as well. Just put a bit down here, smooth that along the edge, and just smooth this out as well, and then I can pop pop this down too, just again leaving just a very small gap of a couple of millimeters. That's all I need. You can just use a tissue here just to smooth that down. And again, I'm just going to put another piece of parchment paper over this and just weight it down for a few minutes. That side's all nicely glued down, so I need to turn this over, and I've cut another piece of the fabric off as well, and I'm just going to glue that down to the other side. So again, I'll just repeat the same method. Glue is now dry, and you can see that I've got a few glue stain marks, which is a shame, but not the end of the world, especially when you see that this is pretty clean, which is where I wanted it to be. The inside will be covered up anyway. So I'm just going to take this off to my paper trimmer, and I'm just going to trim the tops off, leaving, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 millimeters spare at the top and the bottom. I could leave this, but I think I'm just going to add a line of stitching just down the line here, across the bottom, all the way up and across the top, and then I shall leave that be. That's my sewing done, and let me just show you, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's good enough for me. Next thing I want to do is just use my X-cut corner rounder. I've got 2 sizes. I've got this one, which is the small. I've also got the large one as well, but the small one I want to use in this case. And then I've got some of these corner brackets. I forgot what they're called. I'll leave a link to these in the description box below. They were just ones that I got from Amazon, but I do find that if you round your corners first, that these adhere better. And what I will do is just add a tiny weeny amount of glue just inside. Let me just take this off and see if I can do it. Just a small amount of glue just in the corner. Whoops, this is really fiddly. And then I will just get my jewelry pliers and just squeeze this down. In fact, I can probably do it with my fingers. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, here's my finished journal cover. Well, for the time being, I need to find something to go on here. I like the inside, that's fine, but I need to find something to cover this up as well. But I'm really happy with it so far. So the next thing I want to do is find some papers that I can use to add as my signatures. My cover's been drying overnight, and so the spine is nice and stable, and it's given me time to pick out some signatures as well that I want to use. I picked out pretty much the same pieces of paper. I'm going to have 2 signatures in my journal. Let me just check that I'm in camera shot. So let me just show you the papers that I've chosen. So I've got these 2 smaller pieces here. I haven't decided which order I'm going to put them in. These cards, which I think came from the Daphne's Diary paper box. I think those are really pretty. Some handmade tea or coffee dyed paper. This was sent to me. I think it was Betsy Doodle that sent me that. Some generic coffee dyed type paper that I got from Amazon. Some handmade paper. These that I got from the scrap store years ago, and then 2 pieces of vellum. So those are my signatures. I've also decided that I want to add part of the poster. I think only the top part. I think I'm going to add this that can go in the middle of one of the signatures. I'm not sure about the bottom, because does it make any sense? I think what I'll do is I'll cut it out and we can see. I mean, the patterns are just so pretty, aren't they? Could I glue it back to back? No, because that would be upside down, so that wouldn't work. But I'm going to cut that out. I've also decided as well that I want to use this here as a page. So this is just a little pop out. Let me just move the magazine out of the way. And again, this is from page 89 of issue number 6. I've got an idea for this. So let me just take take this off, try not to tear it. In fact, I'll do that off camera just so that I can concentrate. But it's got these little pop out bits here as well. So I'm going to take these out. In fact, actually, if I turn my poster round the other way, you'll be able to see this a little bit better. So yeah, we've got these cutouts. I don't know whether you can see them here. So I'm just going to tear all of these out because, as I've said, I've got an idea as to what I can do with this. It's just a shame not to use it. I think that's all bits. Oh no, we've got another one here, and then I'm just going to tear off the bottom as well. And I don't know whether you can see that the doors open as well, so that's really cute, isn't it? And I think what I will do is fold this in half. Let's see if I can do this without destroying anything. Let's have a look. Let's see, and that will be one of my signatures, one of my pages in one of my signatures. I think that's really cute. As I've said, I've got an idea for that as well. I've got my signatures. The two middle pages are going to be the pieces of posters. I've cut these down. They all measure 8 by 5.5 inches to fit my cover. So they're, with a bit of room top and bottom. So that's those. So, and then also that piece of cardstock with the houses that I cut out, I decided that I want to wrap this around this piece of blue paper here. So let me just show you what I've got here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 signatures consisting of 8 pieces of paper, so plenty for me to work on. So let me show you how I'm going to add my binding mechanism, and then I can decide which order I want my signature papers to go in. Let me show you what I'm going to do for my binding method next. I'm going to turn my cover like this, and I've got some quite thick baker's twine. I'm going to leave it with a bit of a dangle. I might trim this off, and this is a no-sew binding. It's just so easy. So you have your little bit dangling down, put your thumb there to hold it in place. I've got 2 signatures, so I'm just going to wrap this round once and then twice. So I should have 2 on the inside, which I have, as you can see. And then all I'm going to do is just wrap this under here and just tie this in a knot. Let me just see. Yeah, that will do. That will do fine. Now you don't want to pull this too tight, but you don't want it too loose either. So let's have a look. So just tying this in a knot. Yeah, that should be fine. And then I've got my piece here. I'm just going to trim this one as well. I can alter that later, but that is the little strands there for me to pop my signatures into. Now I've already popped these in the order that I want them in, so let me just find the middle. I want the posters to be in the middle here. I want this one on the right hand side, so I'm just going to pop that in there like that. You've seen me, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you'll have seen me do this for all of my other Daphne's diaries as well. And the reason I like this method is that it just allows me to be able to take the pages out if I want to and move things around. So those are my 2 signatures. I've got some of this daisy trim that I've used in all of my other Daphne's Diary magazines. I think I've used this in some of my Your Creative Studio journals as well. Now the blue would go really well, so I could use that, or I could dye some of the white just to make it go better with this. So I think I'm going to do that. So I need 4 little daisies, because 2 of them will fold over and go onto each end like this, but I'm going to dye it first. So I'm just going to cut off 4 of these, and then I'm just going to have a look and see what I can find, be it alcohol, ink, or even distress oxide or something like that, just to dye these. I'm thinking that I'd quite like to have it in the sort of yellow ochre colour here to match the leaves. So let me see what I can find. I'm going to colour my little daisies using alcohol inks. I've got Sunshine and Butterscotch. Let me give them a bit of a shape because I haven't used these for absolutely ages. I've got a really old set of tweezers as well. And I'm just, oops-a-daisy, just going to try and drop a little bit into here, not too much, she says, and then add some of the Sunshine as well, and hope that this will go well. These are probably a little bit crusty. I'm going to need to turn these over as well. So, oh no, it's seeped through to the other side. So I can just pop these off to one side now and allow these to dry. I'll probably use my heat tool. I wonder whether I want just a little bit of green. What have I got in the way of greens? That's lettuce, but I think that's dried up. I don't think I've got any in it. Let's have a look. No, that one needs to go in the bin. In fact, I'll pop it there so that I know that I need to order a new one. I've got citrus here, and I've got this colour. I've got no idea what it is, but I think this one might be a little bit more promising. Let's have a look and see if I can add. In fact, if I put it there and then just maybe tap my daisies in just a little bit. I'm going to play around with this anyway, but you can see that these are the colours that I've chosen to use. Here are my little daisies, and because they're intact I can just fold these over. I've also trimmed my what do you call it, baker's twine on the side as well, just because I didn't want it hanging below the spine. And I'm just going to use some of my 3-in-1, in fact I think this is Collal glue, just going to put a dab just in the centre of each of the daisies like so, and then just add that onto the twine. And then I can just grab a clamp. In fact, I should have been more organised, but I do have them just here in front of me. So I can just add a little clamp just to hold that glue in place until it's dried. And I'll just do exactly the same with the other one here as well. Dab of glue just in the centre. Here it comes. In fact, fresh blob there and there, and I'll do exactly the same with this other string here, just trying to capture that there like so. And let's just grab another one of these little clips. So I'm just going to leave that to dry for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll see what it looks like. My little tassels are dry now, and don't they look pretty? They're the perfect colour, just what I was going for. And let me give you a very, very quick flip through of my blank journal. So this is the vellum parchment paper. I'm not sure what it is, but I love the way that you can see the dried flowers through that on the blank side. Just going to give you a really quick flip through of this. I love this page. I can't wait to get started on this one here. I've got some ideas. I love this here as well. I'm really happy with the blank pages that I've chosen. Not sure what I shall do with this, but I do want to make it my own and alter it in some way. Love the back side of this paper here as well. So that is the first signature, and again you can see the beautiful dried flowers on this side here. And then let me just show you very quickly the second signature. Again, another piece of this parchment paper here that you can see the dried flowers through. second part of that poster, which I shall have to alter in some way. And that is my blank journal so far. Now, of course, I will be doing something with the front and back cover. I want to finish this part here and cover up this. And as we work through the magazines that I've shown you, we've got issues 3 to number 6 to work through. So, you know, plenty of pages to add to this beautiful journal. I just love how the pages match with the front cover. Very excited to get going. Well, I hope this has given you some ideas as to how to put your own Daphne's Diary junk journal together, and how to create your signatures, you know, using pages that you've probably already got in your stash. I'll be back soon in a few days and we'll start working through this journal and filling these wonderful, wonderful pages, using the glorious images in the Daphne's Diary magazines. But, you know, if this has given you some ideas and inspiration, as always, I'd very much appreciate a thumbs up. Do, of course, let me know what you think in the comments below. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.